Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be another episode of Box Review Sunday. Today we're going to take a look at the ICM Model A Standard Phaeton. And here's what the box art looks like. Like I said, I'll have it a little bit more here in just a minute when we open the box up. But this is what we're going to take a look at today. And like I said, this came out, I think, about a year ago. And this actually was the second in the series. A couple years ago, they did the Model A Phaeton soft top, they called it. And I'll show you the box art of that in a little bit. And I actually had built that. They had asked me and some others to build some display models for their display at the 2024 IPMS Nationals in Wisconsin. And I was fortunate enough to build the soft top version for their display. I'll have a picture of it here in a little bit. I'll show you. And but anyway, they're great kits. ICM does. They're one of the companies that likes to do all this stuff that you don't see normally anywhere else. They don't like to just do the same thing everybody else is doing. So I love their kits. I've built a few of the ICMs. And like I said, we're going to take a look at it and open it up and see what's inside. So with that, let's get building. Okay everybody, so again, welcome back to the channel. And as I said, we're going to take a look at this Model A Standard Phaeton in the 30s. Most of those look pretty much the same. Early 30s right there, so they just call it the 30s. Again, this is from ICM. If you're not familiar with them, they're out of the Ukraine, and like I said, they do some amazing models, especially military. They really put out a lot of military stuff, and as I said, it's odd stuff that you just don't see all the time. Anyway, this is it's 1/24 scale, and it's kit number 24051. Again, here's all the contact information for ICM. And like I said, it's a model of the Model A passenger car with open soft top, accurate reproduction of the real car's geometry and proportional dimension. Sorry about that, guys. Can't talk today again. The car model will beautifully enhance the decor of an office or desk. 3 color scheme options and decals featuring license plates from American states. And length is 163 millimeter, height is 68 millimeter, and includes 195 parts. So, but like I said, 1/24 scale, you got a pretty good idea the size of it anyway. Here's the 3 options they showed you for color schemes. License plates for Indiana, California, and Pennsylvania. The Indiana is 1930, the California plate is 1931, and the Pennsylvania tag is 1932. So anyway, like I said, this is a the second one in a series where they've done a couple years ago. They did the Model A Standard Phaeton soft top. This one was with the top up, of course, again in the 30s. This was the box art for it. Excuse me. And again, it was the same way. They had 3 options. They had Ohio, Michigan, and New York for license plates. Again, I'll put a picture up here in the corner of the video of the one that was on display at the IPMS Nationals where I did of this car. Like I said, I was invited to build this model for them. So anyway, we're going to take a look at that. And ICM's a little bit different in the way they package stuff. All their parts come in one thick plastic bag. I've got that set to a side. And they use like a white box. Like I say, it's like a shirt box almost. Everything fits in there. And then what it does, the box top just fits down over the box. That's how all of their models come, is like that. So anyway, we're going to take a look at the parts real quick. First 2 trees up are actually identical trees. You'll see when you get into building one of these, they use sort of like some of the armor kits. They use trees you'll give you multiple trees with the same parts on it, and instead of putting all 4 wheels or whatever on one tree, they put half on one and half on the other. But anyway, this one right here is obviously the wheels for a couple of the wheels. Here's a see the running board brackets right here, and here's some tiny handles. I think those go on like on the door handles, the hood, so forth. These, I don't know if you can see them or not, but they're real tiny little pieces right there. Those things are a bear to get cut off. I will say that. When I built the other one where I did for the display, they were a bear to get off. And then trying to assemble the kit, a lot of these are reinforcements and parts of the suspension and so forth, and you'll see some more of them over here in a little bit. But I will say, when you're cutting them things off, you've got to be really careful. And a couple of them I actually snipped, and I wasn't able to repair them because they're so thin. So I actually got some wire that was the same size, because I was on a deadline to get the model done. So I actually just cut some pieces of wire and ran. And I'll show you in the instructions how those pieces run, and you'll see more of where they go. But anyway, just a heads up, if you build one of these kits or the other one, just make sure when you're cutting those pieces off, you're really careful, so they will snap on you. Right here's, they give you 2 options, or I guess 2 pieces for the cover for the soft top. Comes around the back of the area of the car. This would cover up the soft top as it's folded down. And let's see here, on this piece right here, here's a couple more pieces of the smaller pieces I was talking about. And again, I'll show them to you in the instructions. But most of this tree right here, is a lot of it is suspension. Here's either the front or rear bumper. I'm not sure. I have to look at the instruction, know what number it is. But ICM does not chrome any of their parts, particularly in their car models. If you want anything chromed or whatever, you're going to have to paint it to chrome. So we'll make you aware of that. Here's some of the engine components. Obviously the belt and the pulleys. These 2 pieces right here I know were suspension pieces. Radiator hoses. Again, some more of the engine components. Again, suspension and engine mainly on these. There is a lot of parts to these things. I will say that. Like I said, there's 195 parts. You wouldn't think this Model A would have that many, but ICM went above and beyond in making sure everything was detailed the way it should be. A lot of small parts. Again, when I built the other one, as you can see, I'll pull this up, try to get it. They are super small stuff. You've got to be careful when you cut this stuff loose. Don't cut too many pieces at one time, or if you're cutting them loose and painting them, you know, just make sure you keep up with where everything's at, because they will disappear on you quick. Okay, next tree up is probably the biggest tree in all of it. Obviously, you can look at the tree and tell what all this goes to. More of the rear, this part right here, these 2 bars right here are rear suspension. They mount to the frame, and then the rear bumper fits right there. I remember that from the kit that I did. Here's the outer doors, I believe, door skins. Obviously seats. These right here are like seat, how the seats go together. The box, what I call the seat box. Here's obviously the right passenger side of the body, the left passenger side. This kit goes together. These pieces will fit around the board right here, the floorboard. This goes underneath. This would be the under part of the floorboard. This is the rear section that would be across right here, and of course the 2 half body halves would fit on either side of that. This is the inner part, where the middle section of the car is on the inside. Let's see here, another front or rear seat box. Like I said, this is the front or back, and this is the other side. So again, without looking at the numbers, I can't tell you which one. Here's the another set of bumpers. This would probably be the rear bumpers, I believe it is. Again, more seats, more inner panels that fit inside these body panels that go on the outside. Some little smaller pieces. See, this is the mirror right here, I believe, and the smaller piece right there, I'm not exactly sure. Again, some of this we'd have to look at the instructions. Been a while since I did it. Again, right here we got here's, of course, obviously is the two headlights. Here's part of the inner wheel and braking parts. Radiators, more panels, another panel of inside. This is the dash. Of course, this would be part of the front suspension, your front spring right here, rear spring right here, and of course your drive shaft, rear end, hood. There's the two hood sides. There's the firewall, and like I said, just different. There's the gauge cluster that I do know goes on the dash. Like I said, that's pretty much obvious what those parts right there are. Again, as you can see, there's a lot of parts to this thing. There's a lot of things you got to put like halves together, so you're going to have seam lines that have to be sanded out. On this tree right here, we have both the left and right hand side of the frame. Like I said, you do have to build the whole frame from ground up, sort of like the tractor trailers from where you see over the time. And let's see here, of course, obviously is your fenders, running boards. This is the front cowl that goes across between the hood and the cab of the vehicle. Transmission, more engine stuff. Of course, the heads. There's the engine halves. Another couple panels which will go on the inside of the car. You'll see that there are several panels that form the inside of the car, the way everything's made. Again, another panel here and there. That's mainly what there's on those. Excuse me. And of course the glass. There's not a lot of glass to this kit. Front windshield, side glass on front end on the two sides, and of course got two headlights. We got two super small lights, and I'll have to look here in a second, but I'm pretty sure, I don't even know if you can see them, but they're just like the size of a fountain pen on the end. But I'm pretty sure those are the actual lights that are inside the headlight. You actually put the light bulb, so to speak, down in the headlight. And then this light right here, which again I don't know if you can see in the bag. Excuse me. That's the rear brake light, and that's pretty much all the glass. Like I said, there's not a lot of glass on these. Here are the tires. They're pretty good rubber. They do a good job making rubber. They're rubber tires. So again, I'm not going to take them out. I'm going to leave them in the bag sealed up. But they do look pretty good. I know on the one I did for them last couple years ago, like I said, they're good and soft, and they got good tread pattern on them. So that's nice. We'll take a quick look at the decals before I go to the instruction sheet. If I can get the cover off of it here. Excuse me. And again, here's the license tags where they showed. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 different versions where you can pick from. Here's the light, the decals for the rear light. Excuse me, can't get it out here today. And these pieces right here go on the other lights that are on there, and on the bumper as well. There's like a blue section on the front and rear bumpers, and that right there, I forgot. Again, I have to look here. I'm trying to get ahead of myself here. But anyway, not a lot of decals with this kit. Most of this stuff is for gauges. Like I say, your license tags. I do know these blue ones right here, again, go on the bumpers. This is for the rear light where I showed you on the glass piece a little while ago. And so that's the decal sheet. And we'll take a quick look here at the instruction sheet. They always do a great instruction sheet. They give you your options for your collars that were available. And some of this, well, they do have the English version of it over here. Like I said, a lot of this is sort of like with your Tamiya kits, being Japanese and different things. This is in Ukraine, but they do have the English version here. So anyway, pretty standard instruction sheet. They give you, got a glare on it there. Okay, so anyway, they got layout of all the parts and so forth. Again, then they mark what you're not going to use, as you can see. In step 1, again, you're going to start with the frame. As I said, you've got to build the frame up. It's no part of it I put together prior to. So you've got like 4 pieces that are cross pieces. Then you start putting on your front sections. Again, here's bumper supports that will come off the frame. Start adding rear sections. Here's the rear bumper sections right here, where the bumper will go to. 5 and 6, we start putting the engine together, as you can see. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. And see, we go over here and start in 7. Again, we're going to continue with the engine, transmission, and like I said, that goes on through 15. Then in 16, we start putting, well, let's see, that's another part of the engine. Sorry, I thought it ended in 15. Continue through 18, putting the belts, pulleys, the front fan, starter, and then we drop the engine in. And then in 20 and so forth for the next few steps, we start on the rear suspension. There's the drive shaft, rear end, drop that into the frame. Front thing, exhaust we got going in. Then we start on the front inner wheels and brakes. I'll get it right here in a minute, guys. I've been fighting a cold, so I'm still a little, medicine's got me a little bit loopy, but not too bad. But anyway, as we can see, we start adding pieces down the side. And these pieces right here, I'll show you, is where we're going to start getting into those real thin pieces I was telling you about. I think I see here. I think I skipped something here. 26, yeah, I think I did. Sorry, guys. Alright, so then, as you can see here, this D2, that's the start of them little thin pieces I was talking about. There's another one down here. There will be several of those. That's just the start of it. Over here in 31, we start adding a couple more. And then 32, we have a couple more. One down here and one to the front. 33, have them up front. And those little ones, they're just like tie into everything on the car. And I guess it keeps the suspension, keeps it taut and pulls everything together because it's on all these braces down the side of the car. And I'm going to tell you what, they're running every direction and there's just not much room for glue at all. And when you do get it stuck on there, they really come off easy if you're not careful. So anyway, 34, 35, we start finishing up the suspension on the front. 35, well, then, like I said, we start adding the wheels. You got the wheels here, then we add them in 36 to the body. That's when the wheels go in. 37, 8, and 9, 40, 41, we're going to start getting the body to the vehicle. As you can see here, here's part of the floor pan going to the two sides of the fenders and running boards. Then here's the bottom floor part under the floor pan. This would be the underside. And then we're going to drop that down on the body. And Shows up here cutting out these two sections right here. I don't remember that being done on the kit where I did. There must be something different on this one, so I'll have to take a look at that. But it's showing cut this section out, so I'm not sure about that. But anyway, here's where you put a front valance together. It's a 3-piece that goes right here. Then we're going to come over here and start putting the dash together. And there's that front cowl I was talking about. And under tray, there's the bottom part of the floor where like the pedals and all will go. Then the doors, you got the outer actual door you see, and then this is an inner panel that goes, so you have to do that for both sides. That attaches to the front where we did the gauges and the dash and so forth. Here's the front panel I was talking about that will fit over all of that. This fits in between the hood and the actual windshield. Here we start adding stuff to the firewall, and then we've got to drop that whole section after all of that's been done down to the floor. Again, guys, you'll see what I'm talking about, that there's a lot of detail and a lot of parts and a lot of sub-assemblies just to get to one section on a vehicle on this one. So anyway, then we start dropping in the steering shaft, steering column, I guess you'd say, and parts of the inner inside pedals and other levers and so forth. Down here, 51, 52, we start doing each side of the inner side. The doors will be towards the outside, obviously, and then you've got the inner panels that would be the inner doors, 51, 52. Then on 53, 4, again, you'll see where adding the handles to the outside handles here, and then the two halves go together right here with that back section. And what I did on mine when I did it back in, obviously you don't want to have all this stuff painted and fixed up and then have to glue all these pieces together. Excuse me. So what I did is glued all of this prior to painting and prep, and had all of this sanded and everything. It looked good. And then after I painted it, then I went back and dropped in my panels down here, 51, 52, and did all that. So you have to think a little bit ahead on this car. If not, you're going to have, when you go to glue it, you're going to be messing your paint up and so forth. So anyway, here we go, 55, 56, 57. We start working on the radiator and part of the hood up here. Here's 58, is another side of the hood. We drop in the hood brackets, little latches, I guess you would call them. Over here on this side is where I was talking about those seat boxes. You've got like a bottom section, then a cushion section sits down, and then the actual seat cushion would fit down on it. You drop that down in the car for the rear seat. Again, you put the other side of the hood on. Now you're going to make the front seat, what I call front seat box and cushion and so forth. Drop that in. Shows putting the hood on. Of course, that's probably, actually what I did on mine is made my hood one piece. And again, just like one over here, the hood I had put together, the top and two sides, I glued all that together and then painted it. Because if I glued it, then I was able to sand everything down and not have no glue, you know, where it might have eased out of the seams and so forth. So I've actually got my hood where it just comes on and off as one piece. Again, that's just something you may want to do or may not want to do. You may want to just leave one side off where you can see it from with it sitting on the car. That's totally up to you. Then here on 65, we're going to put in this center section that actually makes the back of the front seat, and it gives sort of a front, the back wall too, where the back seat's at when the passenger's back there. Then we drop in the back cushion to the front seat right here. And then coming over here, 67, 68. Drop in the rear seat back cushion. Again, we start putting in some trim pieces inside. Let's see, then we come down here. Of course, you got steering wheel, your gear shift. Here's the rear view mirror. Excuse me. Then you're going to attach that on the glass. And like I said, there is no chrome in the kit. Everything has to be painted. So you can either paint this chrome, or I guess you could do black, but I painted mine chrome. I actually used bare metal foil is what I did on that. It's a little bit easier than trying to paint the chrome. Then you got to make your spare tire back here, which mounts to the back of the car. Mount the windshield. Then we're going to start making the brackets for the rear lights, and the rear light and license tag, just one light. And this is that piece where I was talking about the decal would go. Part of it's for the stoplight, part of it's for the amber light. And the rear, put the two rear bumpers on. Like I said, there's two sections of that, not one solid one. Then of course attach the license plate bracket with the light where we just put together down here. Up here we're going to start working on the front headlights. That's one piece right there, and then of course you put your glass in. And let's see here, I thought that's where, oh yeah, you're probably not going to be able to see it, but I was talking about the headlights had like a light bulb in it. Where it's got G2 right there, that's actually that little tiny little bitty, no bigger round than a pin head. That's actually a light bulb. So if you're brave enough, you can try to get that light bulb in there. But I can tell you from the kit that I built, where I was talking about, when you put the headlight glass on, you can't see that G2. So it's a detail that's there, and I appreciate them, doing that. But it's unseen once you put the glass on. But again, that's up to you. Here you putting the horns on, just the one horn, license plate, and then of course adding that to the front of the car, front bumper, add that on. Here's the two side glasses, where you put on, where I was talking about was on the glass. I thought that was just one piece that went on the back of the car, but it's actually two. That's why there's two pieces there. Like I said, I'm just now seeing that. So those two pieces would go together to make that rear cover for the soft top. And of course add that to the car. And let's see here. Let's see, outside mask and inside mask. Okay, so they tell you here how to mask the glass so you can spray the windshield frame. Okay, I just now saw that. And I didn't see it over here at 71, but they saved that down here to last. So anyway, that's how you would mask off the inside and outside to spray your windshield, your chrome. And here's the color call outs for everything. Like I said, it shows excuse me, where the chrome would go. Obviously, your blacks, they're telling you your body colors, your top collar, interior collars, dash collars. They give you some options on that depending on, like I said, there is a chrome strip right here that goes across. I used bare metal foil on it. Of course the radiator, let's see here, and pretty much the same thing in the third version. This is a blue, black and tan combination. So that's how all that is. So anyway, that's as I said, there's a lot to this kit. It's a fun build. I wished I'd had more time to build the one I had, but again, I was on a time restraint. We didn't get the kits till sort of closer to the National, so I sort of had to rush it to build it. But anyway, I'm going to probably build the other version too. So I've got a little bit cleaner version of it. But anyway, this is what I wanted to look at for today, the ICM kit. like I said, I appreciate all the subs, the likes, the comments. Again, every Sunday I'm going to try to do one of these box reviews unless I'm tied up or out of town or something that prevents me from doing it. I know I'll be gone, coming back home from the Hope It Don't Snow show in a couple weeks, and then the following weekend I'll be doing a 24-hour build. So there will probably be a couple Sundays coming up here week after next that I won't be doing a review, but maybe I can do it during the week or just catch up on them starting after the 24-hour build. So anyway, I'll get off here and quit running my mouth about stuff. So, but anyway, appreciate everything. Thanks for the likes, the subs. Hope to see everybody at the Hope It Don't Snow show in a couple weeks. And with that, let's get building.